Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, representing Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness. Today we're going to talk about how bro diets repeatedly work in the real world. But a quick reminder, if you guys will please click like down below, be greatly appreciated. If you're not following or subscribed, please do so. And if you'll be kind enough to drop me a comment down below, I would appreciate it so much. Thank you. So let's get over to this topic. I've been saying this a lot lately. And interestingly enough, I've had conversations recently with clients, consultations, other people. One of my clients, he's been over 300 pounds. He's lost 80. His goal is to lose another 20 this year. He pretty much eats this way. And he's probably stronger than most of you out there, just throwing that out there, right? Decently strong guy, got a pretty good strength base, but he's doing this, and he's kind of pointed out, he kind of laughs. He goes, since I went over to this type of dieting, like even before I hired you to coach me, he's like, literally the change in my food bill is more than the difference it takes to even pay for the coaching. So again, just kind of think that's kind of funny to me. Literally, his grocery bill is lower from just eating this way, enough so that it actually allows him to afford my coaching. But he's doing this, and he's like, yeah, I mean, it's super easy. It is super easy to basically live on chicken, rice, potatoes, vegetables, throwing a little bit of other stuff in. He goes, it's so easy to lose weight, especially when you lift weights and you have a high step count. He goes, and it's insanely cheap. Like, you feel good and it's cheap, and it's not hard to make chicken and rice and vegetables taste really good if you can cook it all. And I think that's the point with this sort of diet. People forget how well it works. They get on all these crazy fads instead of going, what have bodybuilders done forever? What have bodybuilders done forever? We all know, every single one of you know, when you think historically, what diet does a bodybuilder use to get shredded? Everyone's like, well, chicken and rice, right? That is a universal answer that every human being knows who knows anything about it. Same thing, movie stars. What did Hugh Jackman complain about not that long ago? One thing he hates about doing those roles, he's like, I eat chicken and rice all day, when he wants to get shredded for a movie role. Okay. Again, celebrities who are making millions of dollars for their movie roles over here. Yeah, I just eat chicken and rice with my guy who has me eat. Notice he's not saying I'm eating organic acai berries. Everyone's like, oh, they have chefs and everything. Dude, he's eating chicken and rice just like everyone else does. Everyone who's getting lean, that is the norm. People do sometimes mess with lower carb diets and keto diets, but they're technically a much smaller group. Movie stars, they get shredded on chicken and rice for these movie roles. And it doesn't have to be chicken, it can be vegetables and rice, or lean steak and potatoes, but the idea is the same, isn't it? It's always starchy carbs, lean protein, low fat, vegetables, over and over and over and over and over and over. It has been the universal method that bodybuilders use to get shredded. In fact, some of them even do high calories. I've talked about that. Even Dr. Perillo had bodybuilders just doing tons of cardio, eating thousands and thousands of calories of carbohydrate, ultra low fat, bro dieting, and just using tons of less cardio to bridge the gap, and they just get all shredded. Literally contest ready. Okay? Works over and over and over and over like a charm. And I notice every time I deviate from it, my scale stops and I stop losing weight while I've been cutting here. Everyone says it stalled a bit. Yeah, because I had a bunch of healthy fats in. Makes it harder to lose fat. Healthy fats are phenomenal for gaining muscle. They're phenomenal for certain things for recovery. I think they're phenomenal for recomposition. Okay? I think they are. Let me be clear. I think throwing healthy fats in when you want to recomp and stay at a similar weight or lean gains, man, they're amazing. But if you want to actually lose fat quickly, the easiest way is to just cut your fat really low. Eat your just basic essential fats, the minimum you need for basic health, and focus on starchy carbs, lean protein. And the chicken and rice works. Same thing, I was chatting with, I have a guy I've done multiple consultations with. We were chatting yesterday, and it came up, and he's like, he's lost weight. And he's finishing up, going to be an MD, but he has to work with patients. I mean, it's part of his whole thing in medical school. He's pretty far in. He's not like his first year exactly. I mean, he's finishing up. He's not far from being a full-fledged MD. He's pretty dang close, and he works with people, and he tells them the same thing. He's kind of shown me his diet and what he does. He's like, I tell this to patients who come in. I'm like, look, if you want to do this easy way, chicken and rice. He goes, it's cheap. You're on a budget. You come from because they're like, I can't afford to eat healthy, and they have type 2 diabetes and stuff. He's like, look, just live on rice, potatoes, and chicken, okay? And some vegetables. He's like, it's dirt cheap. You'll lose tons of weight. You'll get your stuff under control. And isn't that been proven? Like, why do these people want to argue against that? Has that not been time proven in clinical settings? Literally. Dr. Ornish, other people, right? I've known of multiple doctors who literally just put type 2 diabetics on starchy carbohydrate diets. They take all their refined sugar away, all their saturated fat away, really low fat, starchy carb diets. Some of them get some lean protein and stuff. Drop the fat below 10% of their calories and live on starches specifically. Again, rice, potato, chicken type diets. And it gets their diabetes under control. The success rate is ludicrously high, and they lose body fat. Their insulin sensitivity improves. Like, in clinical settings, this works over and over. The only difference when we're talking bodybuilding is you probably want more protein, right? If you're trying to, build muscle, retain muscle, obviously the extra animal source protein is worth a lot. But even then, it doesn't need to be astronomically high, but it does need to be there. But really, even these clinical settings, it literally works for type 2 diabetics. They lose body fat, gets insulin sensitivity under control over and over and over and over and over. And the ones I see who do the other, like, well, I don't believe in that approach, and they do low carb, they're still on insulin and stuff, though. Tons of them still are. I'm not saying that can't work, but again, the starches work. So we come over to the real world. Bodybuilders, all these people I know, medical doctors I'm talking to, literally have their patients do stuff like this. Yet people want to argue over and over that these sort of diets are not ideal. Really? It has an insane track record of success. Again, everyone knows, let's be clear, it's not like everyone listening doesn't already know this. You might be in denial of it. Yet bodybuilder after bodybuilder after bodybuilder, chicken and rice, I got shredded from my show. Hugh Jackman, other actors, chicken and rice, either chicken and rice or chicken and brown rice or fish and rice. Like, you hear it over and over from these actors. Their trainer put them on. They got shredded, got the great physique for the role. The track record of success is repeatedly high, over and over and over and over. And we hear it all day. But you can't sell that. You can't sell fad diets and nonsense books built around, just eat chicken, rice, and potatoes and some vegetables and maybe some fat-free dairy and some fruit here and there. You can't sell that. Therefore, people aren't going to push it. And that's what it comes down to. That is literally why this insanely successful, probably the most successful approach in the entire world for getting lean, isn't pushed more these days, because you can't slap a price tag on it and you can't sell products with it. That is the only reason.